Hi my lovelies, welcome to the channel. So today we have my October TBR, and if you have seen any of my TBR videos before, you know that I don't religiously follow these. And once we go through the stats for my September TBR, you will see that. But basically, my TBRs are always just kind of a guideline for me, something to follow if I ever forget things that I'm excited about, or just a way for me to keep track of new releases that I'm excited about, just things like that. It's not something that I religiously stick to anymore. It's just a, hey, in case you're needing something, this is something you were excited about at one point. And so starting off strong here, let's talk about my September TBR stats. I had 8 books on my September TBR, and granted, September is not yet over. There is still time for me to turn this around, but I have read none of them. So I'm about to start one. My next read is Unhinged, and then I also DNF'd Chasing the Wild, which sucks. But I'm hoping that I can read at least one of the books off my September TBR by the time September is over. But as you can see, I don't religiously stick to my TBR. But this month, I actually think that I will do quite well because there is a few new releases that I'm really excited about, and I also have 2 books from my library that I've been waiting for a very long time. So let's get right into it. We have 7 books on the TBR today. The first one, we are starting off incredibly strong. We're starting off with the new releases here because I wanted to hook you guys right away. I wanted to get you excited and talk about the things that I'm most excited for. And the first one is Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This one, as soon as I finished Bride, I was so unbelievably excited for this. I can't tell you a ton about the FMC in this because we find out quite a bit of information about her at the end of Bride, and I don't want to spoil that. And if you haven't read Bride, then don't read the description for Mate unless you want to get spoiled for something fairly large about Serena, who is the main character of this book. All that aside, this one follows Serena and Cohen, I want to say. We meet both of them in Bride, and Serena is the main girl from Bride. Her name is Misery. She is her best friend slash sister. They grew up together, and they're not related, but they see each other as sisters because they bonded. They became very close, and they're the closest thing either of them have to family. So we meet both of them in Bride, and then Cohen is an alpha. So he is a werewolf, and at the end of Bride, you find out that Cohen and Serena are mates. So Serena has a bit of a target on her back right now. Again, I can't say why, but she is kind of on the run, and she realizes that she doesn't really have a safe place to go except Cohen. His life's mission right now that he knows that she is his mate, is to keep her safe. And so she goes to him, and that's where it goes from there. She leans on him, and he gets to know her more, and we just see them. And I cannot wait for this book because I really liked Serena. I really liked Cohen in Bride. I just can't wait for this. Plus, I am a sucker for a fated mates trope. It's one of my favorite things ever when it comes to books, and so I just cannot wait for this. And also, I have been on such a werewolf, vampire, monster romance kick right now, and so I know for a fact as soon as this comes out, I'm gonna just devour it. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for this. And then the next one, carrying on with the new releases. I cannot say too much about the plot of this book because it is a direct sequel. But this one is My Dark Ever After, and it is the sequel to My Dark Fairy Tale by Gianna Darling. I loved this book, and I did not know that this was a duology. So I read this book, we got the ending, and I was devastated because I had to wait till October. And it is almost October. And as you can see, I tabbed this book. I really enjoyed it. I used my fancy tabs for this book, and so I had such a good time with this. And this one is their second book. It follows the same couple, so Guinevere and Raphael. I'm going to tell you about this one so that you read it. This one follows Guinevere, and she is Italian, and she has never really been able to discover her culture and her roots because her family has kept her really sheltered from that. And so she decides when she's older that she's gonna go to Italy, she's gonna explore, she's gonna find herself and find out just more about her. And then as soon as she gets there, she gets hit by a car, Rafa's car. He gets out of the car, and he is this very scary mafia man. He's the head of the Camorra in Italy, and so he is very dark. He is a very twisted man, but he sees Guinevere, and it kind of awakens a side of him that he thought was gone, that he thought he had killed. The soft side, the side that cares, the side that is just like man and caring and not machine and like scary Camorra man. And so he sees her and she pulls this side out of him. And so he takes care of her after he hits her with the car, and they get to know each other, and she slowly starts to kind of reignite him again, and she starts to help him find himself again, and he starts to help her find herself. I loved this book, and I was so upset when it ended the way that it did, knowing that I had to wait months, but the months are over. Book 2 is coming out in October, and I cannot wait. This is one that I will definitely read in October, and I cannot wait. Also, please just read My Dark Fairy Tale. It was so good. I had never read a Gianna Darling book before, and it was absolutely incredible. I would highly recommend it, and book 2 is about to come out, so it's the perfect time. Keeping it going with darker themes, we have got Death's Valley by Karina Halley. This one, I really like Karina Halley's books. I read Blood Orange from her and I loved it, and so I started looking through her stuff, and I figured what better way to get myself into spooky season than to read a zombie romance by an author that I really like. This one follows Audrey, and her sister went missing a few years ago up in this mountain range, and she has been searching for her for years, and as kind of a last ditch effort, she decides to go to this wilderness expert, like mountain man named Jensen, and she's like, please, my sister got lost in these mountains, I really need you to help me find her. And he's like, nobody really survives going up into these mountains, it's really dangerous, I don't feel safe taking you up there. She's like, I will pay you literally whatever you need. And he's like, well shit, I'm kind of in some crazy debt right now and I really need some money, so I'll gather a crew, we'll take you up there, but like please really reconsider this because it is so dangerous up there. But they go, and slowly things start happening. The crew, one by one, starts disappearing, and then they get stuck in a snowstorm, and all of the crew, except for them, disappears. They all vanish. But then they slowly start coming back, but they're not them anymore. And so it's a romance between Jensen and Audrey, but then it's also them on the run from zombies. So I don't know if I will ever really be like a horror girly, but I figured this is a great way for me to dip my toe and see if I could actually just read a zombie book. But I'm very excited about this. I really like Karina Halley's writing. I know that she does the supernatural stuff really well based on reading Blood Orange, and so I'm very excited about this. I've never read a book like this before, and so I think this is a very fun way to get into the Halloween spooky spirit. Now, we have got our last darker book for the video, and that is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. So this book has been out since 2021. I had the opportunity to read it all these years, and then I saw the special edition and I was like, oh, let me pre-order this and I'll read it before it comes out. Do you think that I did that? No. And then also, I have Scarred right over there. So I really need to read this one because I have pre-ordered 2 more of the books in this series because I want the editions to match, and so I need to read them before they ship because I don't want to spend like $70 on books that I end up hating, or $70 more on books that I end up hating. So we're gonna read this month. This one is a Captain Hook retelling, and let me just say this. If you have ever seen Once Upon a Time, you will very quickly become a Captain Hook girly. That's it. That's all I need to say. I'm gonna put a picture of him here. Captain Hook in Once Upon a Time is exactly who I will be thinking of when I read this book. I cannot wait. I love a villain. And this entire series is villains getting their story. So this one follows James, who is Captain Hook, and Wendy Darling. James is arch enemies, has an absolute deep-rooted hatred for Peter, who is Wendy's father. And so he decides, you know what, let me really screw over Peter here. Let me destroy his life by seducing his pride and joy, his daughter Wendy. And so he does. And things kind of start to go to shit But James is realizing, like, I actually don't know if I'm in this for revenge anymore. And Wendy, she meets James. She's like, I know that you're an asshole. You have a really horrible reputation. And I also know that you're enemies with my dad. But you're showing me a soft side of you that I'm having a really hard time staying away from. And so I don't know if this side that you're showing me is Hook just trying to get me under your spell, or if it's James and you're actually revealing yourself to me and I'm falling in love with you, or if this is all a ruse. And so I am very excited about this one. I think it will be really, really good. I'm a sucker for a villain romance. Also, I own this. So at some point, I need to read it. I need to start reading the books that I own and not just buying more. I need to be responsible for once. So I need to read this month. I need you to hold me to this. This is my only book this month that is on my physical TBR. I'm giving myself one. If I don't read this one, that's really pathetic. I'm very excited about this one. I think it will be really, really good. And I've heard really good things about this series and Emily McIntyre as a whole. So I'm very excited to dip my toe into this universe, and I think it'll be really fun. The next one, this is a book that I'm getting from my library, which I am very lucky to have such an amazing library that I can get ebooks from there, but this one is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I have heard nothing but good things about this book, and so I'm so very excited to have finally gotten the ebook for this, and also it's getting adapted with Jared Padalecki, so I am definitely here for that, and I want to read it before it does. This one follows Jack, and he's a movie star, and he has been getting stalked lately really, really bad, and so he needs to hire a bodyguard to keep him safe, and so he hires Hannah to be his new bodyguard, and she is real badass. She will kick the crap out of anything, but her life is kind of messy. She's just gotten her heart broken, and so she really throws herself into this job. She needs a distraction from her life, and so she really throws herself into Jack's. Things are going really well between them. They're hitting it off well, but then Jack's mom gets really, really sick, and he needs to go home to this very small town, and he does not want his family, who is also there, to know that not only is he getting stalked, but also that he has a bodyguard. So he asks Hannah, hey, you know, I hired you to be my bodyguard, so I need you to come with me, but I can't let them know that you're my bodyguard, so I need you to pretend to be my girlfriend. And that way you can still keep me safe, you'll still be near me, but I just can't have them know. So they fake date. I'm so excited about this one. I love a fake dating romance, but my favorite is when they always get stuck in some like tiny single bedroom. They sleep on the floor, but then the girl is like, no, it's fine, we can share the bed, and then they do, and then they wake up cuddling. And also I've just heard phenomenal things about this, so I'm so unbelievably excited about this. The next one, this one I'm very, very excited about. This one is People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. This one, I have only read one Hannah Bonham Young book. I read Out on a Limb a month or two ago. Incredible. It was incredible. It was so good. And then I saw this one coming out. Honestly, this book is a cover read for me. Look at the cover. It's beautiful. And so I wanted to read it just for this. In all honesty, this book sounds a little bit depressing to me, but then I read a little bit more and a different synopsis, and I got a little bit more excited. So let's talk about it, okay? This one follows Prudence, and she had all of these hopes, all of these dreams, but her mom got really sick. She has dementia or Alzheimer's. She has one of the two, and so she moved back to her hometown to take care of her mom, and she now works in her dad's gas station. So she runs his business, and she also takes care of her mom, and that's what her life is right now. She hasn't really experienced anything. She's settled down really, really fast, and that's what her life is. She hasn't really had a chance to live. Enter Milo. He is very wild. He's very carefree. He's very go with the flow. He lives in a van. He's never really settled down anywhere, but his brother needs some help with something. I don't exactly know what it is, but he needs him to come back to this town that she also lives in. And so he comes back, they meet, and they realize that they're very different, but they become friends. And they both really... My lighting just died. Hi. Sorry if the angle is different. I had to move everything around. But Prudence and Milo, they both realize that their experience levels and just what they've done are so vastly different. And so Prudence is like, hey, I trust you, you're my friend, and you have also been around the block a lot more than I have, so would you be willing to teach me some things? Would you be willing to help me gain some experience, help me gain just a little bit of life? And so he does. They do this for a while. Prudence starts really living her life, starts experiencing things, has a great time, and she starts finding herself. And Milo, he starts realizing that settling down might not be so bad if Prudence is there with him. I'm just so excited about this. Again, I don't know too much about it. I also haven't heard very good things. So yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 with it. I don't know if I'll love it, but I'm really wanting to. I think it sounds really good. And also, I just love books that have like a teach me type moment in it. It's one of my favorite things. So I didn't know that this had that. And so I'm very excited about that. My light died again. I'm so sorry if the lighting is off for this part of the video, but I'm gonna try and make this quick. We're on to the last one. This one, I'm so shocked, honestly, that I haven't read it yet. And this is Korvac's Challenge by Ruby Dixon. This is book 4 in the Ice Planet Clone series, and this came out in June. And I was so excited for this as soon as it got announced. I was frothing at the mouth for this book, completely forgot it existed, didn't pick it up. Don't really know why. But this one, for context, Ice Planet Clones is the 3rd series in this Ice Planet universe. There's Ice Planet Barbarians, which is like a 22-book series. Then there's Ice Home, and now there's Ice Planet Clones. So it goes Ice Planet Barbarians, Ice Home, and then Ice Planet Clones. They're separate, but also connected. Each series is its own thing, but you get a lot more if you read them all in order. So obviously I would recommend starting with Ice Planet Barbarians, but if you just read Ice Planet Clones, you would be fine. Ruby Dixon gives enough of a recap at the beginning of each book that you will grasp everything. You just have a deeper understanding of the world and the lore and everything like that. But this one is book 4. This one, you anticipate this book at the beginning of Ice Planet Clones, and also I think even at the end of Ice Home. They mentioned this because how Ice Planet Clones starts as a whole is all of these pods are found on the planet. And there are all of these people, monsters, aliens, gladiators, whole nine, you name it, it's in there. 2 pods are empty. They've been opened and there's nobody inside. Whoever was in there is gone. And this is finally their book. We hear about them for many, many books and we finally get them. So this one follows Korvac and 80. It's spelled like this. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll just say 80. So this one follows them. Korvac wakes up. He is a gladiator and he thinks that this is some big game. So he, as a gladiator, he's like, I need to survive, I need to run away, I need to hide, and I need to kill anybody that comes near me. But he sees her and he feels a pull towards her. And so he takes her with him on the run. And this is their book and they are mates. And neither of them know because they aren't from the planet. They don't know the lore. They don't know how everything works. They just feel a connection for each other. They feel this pull. And I am so excited about this one. I love Ruby Dixon's books. They're fun, but they also have depth and you feel just the perfect amount. And so I'm so excited about this one. I think it's gonna be so, so good. I'm honestly so shocked that I haven't read this yet, but I cannot wait to finally do so. But yeah, that is the TBR. It's only 7 books this month. Am I gonna read all of them? No. Last month, I said that I wanted to read 3 books out of my TBR. Honestly, I would be happy if I just read Hooked. I know that I'm gonna read more from it. With this one, there is stuff that I have been waiting months for. I think I've been waiting for Mate for like a year. So I think I should at least read 2 or 3 of these. I probably will. With the last one, it was just wishful thinking. This is stuff that I've been waiting for a really long time. So I do have a really good feeling about this one. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope that I got you excited about some of these books. If you've read any of these, let me know down below what you thought. I would love to hear your thoughts. Or if there's anything you read in September that you really loved, I would love to hear about that too. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you staying till the end if you have, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, my lovelies.